Okay, so I wanted to go over the general like Google AdSense approval process. And so far, if you've watched the videos that I've done, we did the general setup, right? So we know that step one is to get and add all of our affiliate links. Step two is to get our response magic added. Step three is to um, start uh, recording all of yeah, recording. Start um
Posting ads.
okay. So here we go. So what we do is step one, we put our links in. Step two, we get response magic. Step three, we start going through and actually editing the content of our system and start posting to our anchor offers, right? And the reason why I say the anchor offers is we want to edit and get our anchor offers up and running. The direct sellers is the number one power offer that we have. Then we have the Bitcoin and Valentis, and a lot of new things that are always being added and coming out. So, and Valentis is huge. Going to be an amazing opportunity to really fill that out for the holidays and beyond. So what we do is we create content around these particular topics and products that we have on our system. So when you get it, you're going to start going through your system, and your first pages that you're going to edit are going to be your anchor offer pages and your wine pages and your Bitcoin pages and things of that nature. You're going to get all that set up. You're going to get all the links added, and you're going to start adding new content and modifying the content that is there. So your original wine page is going to generally stay the same, right? So you want the video in there because we use that for the marketing. Powerful video going over all of the, everything everybody needs to know about the wine and the wine business and the customer side, and everything is all explained right in that video. So we have that. And you go down through and you want to edit the content, and you want it to be 50% or more different than what is there. And you want to do a good job with it because remember, like what you do today works for you for a lifetime. So if you spend a couple extra hours to really make it different, then that's fine. That's what you do. And the better you do it, the more your reward is going to be in the future. And through Google AdSense and getting indexed well by creating different pages and driving traffic to them is how we generate those multiple streams of income. One being Google AdSense, which is something that we have to be approved for. Okay, so you go through and you edit your anchor pages and then you start posting, right? So you start posting to your anchor pages because those are the ones that are going to drive the most traffic, and those are the ones that power the rest of the offers that we have. So after you've gone through and edited your content 50% or more, you're going to go back and do your just regular ClickBank pages and get all those done. And in the meantime, you're going to continue posting to social media and to classified ads and things of that nature. And don't be afraid that if you're searching for topics and you find something that you want to write about and you have a page that's not edited yet and you want to add new content, by all means, add some new content because that's really what you want to do. And some ideas about, things that I have done is, I bring this one up all the time just because it's a perfect point, is how to make hummingbird food, right? So there's a few different, products that I actually advertise in here and will advertise after I finish this again. Um, and this is how to make hummingbird food, how to, boil the water, how much sugar it takes, and, the benefits of making it yourself. And it also advertises hummingbirds food through the VIP package. We're able to use Amazon and link to thousands and thousands of products. And those are, ways that you can actually monetize the articles. And, this is something that I came up with on my own by watching on the porch and seeing them and then realizing I know how to do that and realizing this is one of those articles that adds value to a reader's life, meaning when they read it, they're going to come away a little smarter than they were when they got there. So it's something that's going to actually add a benefit to that person's life by visiting your page, right? So that's what we mean by adding content that has a value to readers' life. That's more than just adding content on, like a go here, buy here basis, which you definitely can do a hard sell page. But where Google wants to see the actual content is soft sell, right? And a soft sell is telling a story. A soft sell is doing a recipe and advertising the products that you use in the recipe, tying it into your wine, things of that nature. And you'll see that I have in my wine section, I have wine and food pairing, right? And then I've got baked haddock and rosemary, lemon, pepper, pork, and I've started that right there, right? And then I have a product that's actually in ClickBank, right? So you can make your own wine at home, and that ties in with direct sellers and the wine topic. It also has an article on red wine and health. This is just some stuff that I looked up and kind of found the information out and how it benefits, your life and as far as your health goes and whatnot, and obviously tied that into direct sellers. And you can do different types of articles. Now, this is more of a business aspect. I've got wine industry statistics, right? And it talks about how the wine industry is, a $300 billion worldwide industry. And we're actually in half of the world's wine drinking population. So we're in a $150 billion industry, of which only 10% of the people get their wine through a direct to consumer solution, which is what we have with direct sellers, which means that we have 90% of $150 billion available for us to reach out to. And there's a couple articles from Forbes that I have tied into this, and then it obviously ties into direct sellers and our direct to consumer wine club. And so that's another aspect. And this is all original content, right? And it adds value to a reader's life about the statistics of the wine industry. So that's an area that, you can expand on. If you go down to self-growth, self-help and personal growth, I've got some articles that I write just about positive thinking and, just different things that come across my mind, and I put them out there. And, a lot of it's really just to motivate myself and the thoughts that come across my own mind. And I write them into an article and pick a good keyword for it, and I put it on my website. Right. And this is this is a way that you can actually, develop yourself in a way that you're writing about positive things. It's positive thinking. It's that positive mindset, which you can really ingrain in yourself by writing these articles. And that's what I find for myself. So that's something that I add. Right. So that, you're adding actual, content about certain things, right? So this is an article that I did about, stay-at-home moms and RR247 and exactly how everything works and, the different things that we have. And it's tied into other informational pages that I have on my website. And that, is a completely original page. So what I'm stressing here on, not just to give you a tour through my website, but what I do want you to understand is everything that you do and you can create some original content, that's really going to help you out in the long run. All right. So you start with your website. You're going to go through and edit your anchor pages, and you're going to put all your links in, get it all set up, start posting to your anchor pages, and then you're going to start going through and editing the rest of your content. Now, remember that if you don't like an offer from ClickBank and you want to add something different, or you have interests that you have and they have products that interest you, by all means, fill out your categories. Right. If you have a category that you want to add, you just add a category page and add it to your menu. You build your own category like hobbies or fishing or camping, or, if you have an idea that you want to add a category that you have information about, be original. Right. But the things that we don't want you to really stray from is the anchor offers, and the anchor offers are proven to move people from point A to point B. So there are certain aspects of your website or of your system that really can't be changed because A, you're an instructor, and that's really what you're capable of building a long-term income. And what really provides the way that we have it, or the way that Rory has it structured is that, we benefit by helping you get where you want. And so that's really kind of that pay it forward community. And that's what builds, allows us to build that way. So that's a major part of the system, and that's why it's there. And it's also really relevant products and topics that you could talk for days about. And it's also a product that, unlike ClickBank offers for anybody that's been here for a while. You'll find some will go inactive, they go missing, they stop being promoted, or like this one here used to be the 101 ways to or 9 ways to use coconut oil. And I just changed it to the current article that's there and added some natural inflammation remedies information to my website, another all original page, right? So this is the important part of what we do, is actually adding the originality to it, right? So after you've gone through and edited all of your offer pages and added new content and edited your make sure you edit your actual category pages as well. You don't want to have a bunch of unedited category pages, because they're just going to view that as unedited, repeated content. So if you haven't edited your category pages like you have your article pages, you're going to want to go back and do that too, and make sure that that's done just as well as you do everything else. And you can always add a little article or content about certain categories that you really like, or you have information about, or whatever you can add, like employment and jobs. If you're good at writing a resume and you wanted to write some tips on writing a resume, and you put that in your employment and jobs category page, that adds content to that page and allows people to find your category page through the content that's there. And that would introduce them to all of those categories on that category page, or the articles on that category page. So it's important to really do this as well. And edit your category pages, and you can add yourself new categories. You don't want to have 100 categories, because you'll just never get through them, right? But you can add certain categories that you'd like to add. Or if you was doing travel and you wanted to make camping part of travel, you could always just do a camping page and make it a subcategory page in travel. Or so there's so many different ways that you could do things, but being original is the most important. So then we got our homepage, and our homepage is all of our posts, right? So now we know we have offer pages, and we have anchor page, we have offer pages, and we have category pages, and then we have anchor offers, and then we have our affiliate offers, of which we can add all the affiliate offers that we want. A lot of where people are going wrong is when they're adding when they think of adding content, they think of adding 10 more different categories, 10 more different product pages about different products that you find in ClickBank. And that's why a lot of times I think we're getting the sneaky redirect, or having content that's just trying to get clicks to go to buy something. And that's not really what Google is looking for either. They're looking for a website with, again, content on it that is going to value, readers' lives, as well as advertise the products and services and make you money that you want to do that with as well. So they're, again, a hard sell page being, go here, buy this for this much money, and this is what it does for you, as opposed to a, self-help article, or a recipe or something like that is giving the value to the reader's life, of which you can still link in your Wine of the Month Club, and you can still use your affiliate links. It's just a different process of explaining that information, and it's more of an article or an advertorial than it is just a hard sell, go here, buy here, pay here, and then out the door you go, because that's not really allowing Google to do what they do, right? So what is it that Google does, right? So they advertise for professional companies that pay them to do their advertising. So Google does have to be selective as to who they advertise with and for, and all of that. So you definitely have to have a quality system that has quality information on it, as well as G-rated. It can't be anything that's adult. It can't have a lot of and when I say drinking, I don't mean fine wine pages and recipes and the Wine of the Month Club. I mean, it can't be promoting drinking. as such as like, binge drinking or promoting drinking right on the front page, or we don't want to have direct sellers right on the front page. You don't want to have make money by drinking wine on your front page. You don't want that, right? So your front page wants to be articles about things that are going on today, either inside your system or maybe a funny story that you saw, like goat yoga, or whatever you happen to catch your eye, and you might want to add a article and then tie it into what is going on inside your system. Again, you don't want to get them to your homepage and send them out to an affiliate offer, or you don't want to make a homepage that has store after store after store after store linked to it. You don't want category pages that are store after store after store linked to it. You want to have, that's not what we do. And it's not really beneficial to you anyway, because that's not how you're found. You're found through the content that you add. And that's what really Google values in what you do, is the content. So if you think that you're getting ahead of the game by having more links on one article, or just a page that says, here, go buy your clothes from these various places, you're not really getting ahead by any sense of the word, because they're not technically most of the time going to follow something like that. They may click on one, and then from there, they're going to go off into the world of internet somewhere and leave you behind. Whereas if you have an article or you have informational value for readers to come back and enjoy, you're literally going to build a relationship with those readers through your content. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be an #1 author writing novels and, things like that. You really want to write in today the way that we talk, and the way that you express yourself, and, the things that you think about, the way you think about them, because that's you. Now, I'm not saying that you want to put your personal life out on the internet, right? But you want to convey things how you would convey things if you were face to face with somebody, through the articles on your blog, and convey information in that same way. And that's what makes, your blog yours, right? So that's what's gonna differentiate you from anybody else. And that's another thing that Google wants. They don't want you to just go through and edit 25% of the content and not do, content that has value for the readers, or gives them something, information about a topic, or tips on a topic, or whatever. And that can be anything from gardening in the city, to gardening in the country, to making wine, to building a house, or driving a car, or whatever it happens to be that you're good at, and you can give people information about. That's great. It's absolutely content. And you remember, we're built on a virtual mall, right? So every article that we create is another article that is like a doorway, right? So it's another article, it's another doorway into our blogging system, and it's another keyword that can be found in Google search engines. It's also, just like I went over in the posting training, another link that you can use when you're out posting into social media, or you're out posting onto classified ads. That gives you multiple pages and multiple ad topics and multiple categories to actually post into. So when you go out there and you're doing the stuff that we do, right? So when you're sitting there and you're waiting for somebody to go through the Keystone video and introduce them to performance blogging, and you're just sitting around with nothing to do, you could be out posting in your social media sites. You could be sending emails. You could be doing whatever you may want to do. So then once you start creating that content, now you need to be getting people there, which is what we did the posting training on, right? So you need to be posting to your anchor offer pages the entire time you're editing and adding content. So that's why we have that 50% of the time posting to your wine and Bitcoin and Valentis, and all of that stuff that we do via pay, and post to that stuff, as well as driving traffic from social media. Now, again, when I was going over it yesterday on the other training, I was doing about social media and how getting traffic, which is something you majorly need for Google AdSense. Now, when Google AdSense sees people coming from social media, that is a great way to get people, to get Google AdSense, because they figure if you can move them from social media and get them to click into your system, you must have content valuable enough to get them to do that, which means that you must be a system worth getting people to come to your system and see the ads as well, right? So social media clicks, as Rory says, is 10 to 1 the power of a normal click. So when somebody clicks from classified ads, they need to click on 8 or 10 classified ads to get the same power as getting people to come from your social media sites, right? So way you could do that is by changing the type of articles that you post, right? So posting the how to make hummingbird food with a little video of a hummingbird, or, getting towards the season, the holiday season, posting a nice looking roast picture out on social media and telling them that the recipe is on your website. They're going to go check it out. As you can see, the world of social media is swarming with different recipes and ways of making things and things like that, tips on whatever, right? So if they're doing that, there's a reason why they're doing that. It's because it works, right? So throw in some dessert recipes, right? Sugar moves the world. So if you can get some people generating traffic from social media, and I'll tell you what else works, even just little motivational articles for the day, right? So when you get up in the morning and thought crosses your mind and you write a motivational article, right? You put it in your little self-development article file folder over here so people can visit it. And then once in a while, you get up in the morning and you post one of those out on social media, right? It's a positive aspect added to social media. People like that, right? So when they see something positive in the morning, like it might motivate them, they're probably going to go check it out. So that's another great way of getting people to go from point A to point B, right? So it's not always about creating an advertising offer page. It's about being you. It's about connecting with your readers. It's about creating content that, and remember, when you create content you like, you're going to get like-minded people to follow you, and you're going to generate that type of traffic. And that's just, that's what we call ascension marketing, right? And self-promotion. And that's being you in today's society and putting it on your system and allowing other people to benefit from your knowledge about the certain things that you like, which they would like, which means that you're building that like-minded following. You're building a relationship with your readers, and you're getting them to come back and visit you again and again and again, right? And that's another benefit to having your response magic set up and working. Again, you can get traffic from, your email marketing, meaning when you put a new recipe on your website, by all means, throw a picture of it in your response magic and tell them that they can get the recipe for this amazing rosemary lemon pepper pork, and it's on your website at, rosemarylemonpork.com, and that's, go check it out, and you'll get a lot of people that'll come back. Now, another benefit to that is if you always send them an advertisement, they have a tendency of just not opening your email anymore because they know it's just going to be an advertisement. But when 1 out of 3 that you send them is an advertisement, and the other 2 are a development article, and the other one's a recipe on how to make baked haddock or chocolate cake or whatever it may be, they're going to be kind of curious as to what you sent them this time. So they'll open it, which is going to keep them on your active list. All right, guys, so it is 8 o'clock. I do have to get ready for the call tonight and grab some dinner. I'm going to shut the recording off, and then we will go from there. But again, add your links, right? Edit all your page, add your response magic, edit all of your anchor pages and start posting to them in the meantime. Then go back through and do all of your affiliate offers and edit that content. And then you want to be adding original content, right? Like I was just talking about, and posting to that. And then once you have developed your website and all of your links are working and you've edited your category pages and you've been driving traffic, try applying to Google AdSense. And you may get denied once, right? I got denied 6 times. I did not, I did try it right away a couple times because I didn't know any better. Then I tried it after I kind of halfway through went my system and kind of half did everything I was supposed to do, because that's naturally what we do. And then I went through and really started applying myself, which meant I had to go back and fix what I half did. So that took me longer. And then finally, once I actually went through and did everything right and did what I was supposed to do, I got my Google AdSense approval. I do not encourage you trying over and over and over and over again, because remember, there are real people that look at these. And number one, they're going to get used to one particular system just coming in, and they're just going to be like, this guy didn't fix it last time. He didn't fix it this time. There's no way he's done it in the 2 days that, he's been away. There's no way that he's developed that much traffic in 2 days. So you're just going to get disapproved again. So wait and give it the time. So if you get if you're not approved the first time, then give it a month to 6 weeks, 8 weeks before you try it again. Right. In the meantime, just keep posting and building new pages and just keep adding and adding. And, and then when you get an article you think might have moved a bunch of traffic, go ahead and try it, but make sure you're adding new content all the time. Make sure you're adding stuff that's, fun for you and fun for them and, adds value to people's lives. And, just keep on doing it. And this never stops, right? So you're never going to quit adding content. You're never going to stop posting. You're never going to stop doing anything. You just may get into a rhythm to where it's not like you're starting everything up. See, there's no editing. So all you're going to have to do is go through and create an article. And I can tell you now, after a couple of years of doing it, I can sit down in the morning, write an article, do my work through the day. And then after my day's done, go back and link it up and add some pictures. And then, my article is all done. So, that's, it doesn't really take that long. And then you post a few links here and there for that, this and the other, and throughout the week. And, and then you work with your leads, which I consider my full-time job. So I work like a lot of hours on my full-time job being, the training and the teaching and the developing and the getting people into their PBSs and bringing them through the flow. And, that's my full-time job. And then I'm building my foundation on the side, which is something that never stops. It's always going to be something that I'm adding to, new ideas, new things to do. So, all right, guys, I will stop recording now, like I said I was going to do last time, and I will open up the questions real briefly, and then I'm going to let you go.